Hi there, Mystery Baker here. Hope you're all doing well. This is part 3 of a series of videos that I'm making on how to make a birthday cake from start to finish. And I have had a couple of videos up showing you how to make, I don't know if you can see in the background there, some Battenberg cakes and some chocolate cookies. And at the back there, a donut. Can you see? And I did a couple of tutorials that I'll link below in the description box, along with all of the other videos relating to this subject. This tutorial though is going to show you how to make some Jammy Dodges. Do you remember them? I remember them as a child, and it's one of my children's favourite biscuits, funnily enough. So we're going to do a little bit of painting, but before we do, what you'll need is a cookie cutter. Now you can use any size. I'm just going for the smaller size. And a heart cutter. And that's the only kind of tools you will need. Nothing special and fancy. So we're going to get started. So I've got some white fondant and I've got some CMC Tylose powder, and I will put a link below showing you the product, and if you want some you can click the link and it will be directing you off to Amazon and you can pick some up there. But basically what it does is the CMC and Tylose powder changes the molecular structure of the fondant, so rather than it being kind of gooey and stretchy like this, it will become more malleable and you'll be able to mold it and it will hold its shape. And that's what we're looking for. So I've just dipped a little bit in. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. And we're going to start kneading that through. And then I roll into a sausage shape and then roll it in on itself so that the CMC and Tylose powder is fully incorporated. So. A little bit of icing sugar on my work surface. You can use any kind of board, but I prefer this the granite board, because it keeps the fondant cold and cool. Because you know, especially when you're working in the summer and things, you need the surface to be cold. Again, I'll link something very similar in the description box, so for you if you're interested. And I'm just going to start rolling the fondant here, and I turn as I go. Hopefully it will pick up. Sorry if it's not picking up. And we don't want to be too thin because we're making a biscuit. Okay, we're making a biscuit. So and I'm using the fluted edge, and that's why I like these. I'll try and put all of the equipment in the description box that I've used, most of it anyway, if I can find it. But I like using these plastic ones because they don't rust like some of the metal ones do. And I've had these for numerous years. And I like the fact that they're double-sided, so I can either have the flute or the straight. So we're going to go with the flute. So I dip it in some icing sugar. And it's just basically, you just press it down, and I just make a little bit of a sharp motion to make sure it's gone all the way through. And then pop it out. And that's that. And you'll need 2 halves, so I've made some here, as you can see in the background already, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. And then with your heart, you'll need one of those. It just pops a heart shape out. You get different sizes. I got a pack of 3, I think, or 4, and you start with very small, medium and large. It's a pack. So you'll need one of those. So I want to make some texture on here. Now you can buy mats and things like that, and I do have them, but I find the best tool in the world to make texture to look like food is a toothbrush. No expense spared on this show. And all you do is you just press down. Gentle pressure. And I kind of go more on the outside than I do on the middle. So I do a little bit in the middle, just a little, but mainly on the outside like that. And it just gives it some indentation. It probably won't pick up here, but later on I'll show you. Okay, so I've made some texture. And then with your heart shape, rub it in some icing sugar. I'm going to try and find the middle, okay? And I just judge by eye. I'm afraid there's nothing technical about it. And just press down. And there you have your heart. And I'll remove the heart now because we don't need it. I'll take the heart out. And that will be the top of your biscuit, okay? So I'm going to just let that dry a little. And when we come back, we're going to start painting. Back in a bit. Okay, so I've zoomed in a little so that you can see what I'm doing in more detail. And I've got my little palette here, and all I've done is it's just basically a mixing tray for edible paint. And all I've done is I've put some of the colour gel, it's cream I'm using, and I've put some vodka in. And in this one I've put quite a bit of cream, a touch of pink and a touch of brown. Just a little of the pink and the brown, because I want to do two shades. So I've got the cream on its own, and then I've got the darker shade. So starting with the cream, we'll start first. I'm just going to mix that in, as you can see. I'll start with this one first. I'm just going to go around the edges first. Okay, moving pretty quickly here. I try not to drag the paint. Once it starts to thin, I reapply some fresh. And the reason I do that is because you'll drag the paint off. You don't need too much. You don't want to make the fondant too wet. But because we've used vodka, the vodka will evaporate. And along the edges, I just put a little bit more of that colour. It will dry a little lighter, let's say. So that's one coat. You would go around the edges as well, just around, so all of the, like that. But I'm just speeding this up for you. And then we're going to do the same here. So again, stronger colour on the edge, like that. As I say, try not to drag it. Just move that out of the way. Picking up there. I find cake decorating and making the elements of the cake very therapeutic. I really enjoy it. And normally I would take this, put all my bits, if I wasn't filming that is, take all my bits on a tray, go into my living room, or we have a den with a TV in. We've got TV in both rooms, but in the den is where I get the most peace. And watch my shows and play. I just play. I go right to the end, try and get into that heart where you want to go inside it too, so it's all coloured with the paint like that. And that's basically that coated. But then what we do is, with this darker area, we've put a bit of cream, a little bit of brown. I usually test it. I haven't got any paper, but I usually test it. Maybe, yeah, okay, I'm happy. So just a touch. I'm going to bring that into the cream that we have left. You see what I'm doing? I'm making it slightly darker in here. Not too much, not too little. And we're just going to go over the edges here. Just on the edge here. My dog's scratching to go out, but she'll have to wait, bless her. I'll stop in a second, but I just wanted to show you. And then as we approach in, just bleed that paint into the centre. Okay. Start on the edges with the darker colour. I know, Lily, I'll be here in a minute. And then bleed that in, like so. I hope that's picking up. And I'll stop it there, but I'll repeat that process onto this section here, and I'll let it dry, and I'll just start with the next stage. Back in a bit. Okay, so I've just gone and added a little bit of CMC to some red fondant. And when it comes to the colours red and black, I don't actually, especially if I want a vivid red and a vivid black, I don't usually buy the colour gels for that purpose. I usually buy it ready done like this, because you can't quite get that vivid red that you can in the shop bought already coloured. So I've rolled it out, had a little bit of CMC Tylose powder added, and we're going to make the jammy filling. So remember the circular cutter, and we use the flute edge to make this. Well, this time we're going to use the straight edge. So press down like so and remove. Leave that there for a minute because I'll need a little bit of that. So, and there, and what I tend to do, because I don't think jam is a perfect circle, I just kind of press a little bit in like this, and just press it in like that, okay. I'll do more adjusting once it's on as well, okay. So I'm just making it more irregular. That's what I'm doing. I'm just making it more irregular like that, using my finger just to push in parts like that. You see what I'm doing? And because this is still wet, and I know I've painted all of it, but I just wanted to show you the effect, and I've added the two-tone effect. It's still wet, but because it's wet, I don't need to add any glue. So I'm just going to pick this up and drop it on. And then once it's on, I kind of push it in and around like so. Can you see? Like that. And that's as simple as it is. And then we're going to, with a little bit of glue, edible glue. And the great thing about CMC Tylose powder here, it makes the most amazing glue, and it's 1 part Tylose powder to 30 parts water. That's how I work it out. But basically, don't put a whole teaspoon in to do a small project like this. Just literally a pinch of the Tylose powder and a tablespoon of the water, and you've got enough there to last you for your entire project. And it will last in the fridge. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. Now this is still wet, and normally I wouldn't move it until it was dry, but this is a live demonstration. You know I don't do retakes. It is what it is. So I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to place it down when I'm happy and put it on like so. Yeah, can you see? Adorable. And you can see the red there, but I want to bring that red up so it's as if the jam is pushing up, and that's exactly how it would look with a real Jammy Dodger. So with the heart shape, I'm going to cut out a heart. Oh, before I do, just place a little bit of glue in that center there. Not too much, not too little. That's the question, isn't it? And got my heart. I'm going to try and pop it out. Ah, come to Papa. It's not coming, is it? I should have popped some. Oh, there we are. It's come out. Sorry. Do you have crafting clothes? I know I do. I wear the same kind of clothes when I'm crafting because I get food colouring everywhere. And just drop that in like that, she says. Drop it in like that. And then this tool, which I love, one of my favourites, just going to push that in like so. So it looks a little bit higher, okay? So it's almost, in fact, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do another heart. I'm going to lift it even higher. You'll see what I mean. I want it to look, try and get this heart out. Oh, there it is. It's already fallen out. So again, a little bit of glue. So I'm raising that heart to look as if the jam is pushed up through the hole, just like it looks when you do buy a Jammy Dodger. Okay, that's better. And just push it down ever so slightly, like that, into there, like so. Isn't that adorable? And then what I tend to do, I'll do this quickly for you because I know that I sometimes babble. I'm going to get a little bit of pink. Hang on, I'm nearly doing it. This is live coming at you. So, with a little bit of pink, just a touch. And I use a cocktail stick to take out my colour gels because you don't need a lot. And again, these once you've invested in one of these, it will last, okay? You don't use a lot of it. And then with a little bit of vodka, yes, I've had this vodka here for a long time and it's only ever used for cakes, this particular one. Add a touch of vodka. I don't need a lot because I'm only using it for a small part. Okay, so I'll move that over there. And then you get your vodka, dip it in your pink. You can use red, but because it's quite a high concentration, I don't actually need to have red, you know. Just mix that all through. Can you see how lovely that is? And very gently just paint, and it gives it a glossy feel, and it actually looks more like sticky wet jam when it dries. Okay, and you can go around the edges, and I will when it's dry, and I will paint the red on the sides as well, like that, to make it look more vivid. But look, it looks delightful. And just to finish off, just as a little bit of va-va-voom, I'm going to get a little touch of granulated sugar. I'm going to zoom in for you. Here we go. She says. Yeah. And I'm just going to sprinkle some granulated sugar. Try not to get it in the heart, but just around the edges like that. And it will stick because it's wet. And there you have your Jammy Dodger. Let me just try and lift it up to the camera. Can you see how it almost looks like the real thing? And that's what I was looking for. I wanted it to look just like a real Jammy Dodger. Jammy Dodger. Well, that's the last of it, really. There will be new tutorials and more tutorials in this series because I will be baking the cake very, very soon, and a full tutorial of how I make my giant cupcake will be with you very, very soon too. So if you've liked this video, please hit that like. It really does help my channel grow, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you hit the bell, you'll be notified every time I upload. I'm off. I'm going to get that kettle on. I think it's getting late now. It's about 9:30 in the evening, and it's late now. I've been filming most of the day, and I've done, as I say, I've got a few videos under the belt, thank goodness. But if you have liked this video, if you have any questions, you know, please just drop me a line underneath. You can also find me on Facebook, Mystery Baker, or I believe I'm on Instagram. I think I'm called Mystery Baker X, all one word, I think. And join me there. I mean, I don't always post on there because, as I say, I'm a home baker. I'm not driven to upload and make content. I'm just a home baker, and when I have a project or when I'm wanting to bake something, I just simply make a video and show you how to do it. Well, thanks for your time, everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye.